Hello everybody and welcome back to the Fortress of Solitude. Today we're going to be checking out The Dark Knights of Steel issue 12 by Tom Taylor and Yasmin Putri, who bring the medieval fantasy epic to an action-packed conclusion as the White Martians launch their attack on the Kingdom of El, and it's up to Princes Cal and Bruce and Diana and Zala to face the threat head-on. While the last couple of issues have been a little more rushed than I would have liked, I quite enjoyed this final issue, which saw all of these plots come together in a big battle. I think the biggest problem I've had with this series thus far, and it becomes really evident here, and after reading this issue I realize what it is now, and it's that everything that the issue was advertised as, it states that it was meant to be just a 12 issue self-contained series. But now that it's clear from the last couple of issues that Tom wants this to become maybe another Injustice situation with multiple volumes and different books and spin-offs, and because of that, the issue along with the previous 3 issues just really are setting up for a sequel, with the whole 12 issue run being a sort of prequel of sorts to the world and setting up this Earth's heroes and Justice League, which was admittedly a really awesome way to do things. I quite like that it is revealed to be kind of a prequel to a Justice League that could form at some point in the near future, and I do like the idea of the formation of the Justice League being 3 kingdoms coming together to sign a peace treaty. Felt a little bit satisfying after seeing all of these kingdoms begin as enemies and then through loss and war throughout the 12 issues put aside the differences to fight a common enemy. But again, why is it a prequel series? Why can't it just be 12 issues of a self-contained Earth in the DC universe? Why does it have to be setting up the next thing? Why can't it just be all self-contained in 1 or 2 volumes and you can just pick it up without having to worry about something that's coming down the line, or maybe you've got to read something before you read this? It's just be its own thing. So the finale goes the way we all know it would, with the heroes winning the day against the White Martians, but Taylor does put some pretty interesting spins on the trope, as he usually does with these sorts of things. I enjoyed him using pretty much every character and their powers in tandem to defeat the White Martians. Everyone had a role in defeating the White Martians. I really quite liked the use of Jefferson Pierce's kids and how they became quite integral to helping defeat the White Martians and weren't just relegated to side characters. And he also had some really cool uses for their weakness to fire, where he literally set the heroes on fire to combat the villains. I think that's quite a cool use of that weakness, and I don't think it's actually been done before, and it leads to some really cool visuals from Yasmin Putri. Also, having the Martians sucked into the Phantom Zone so he can use them as future villains for something was quite a smart idea, and also leaned pretty heavily on the characteristics of the Elves, who don't wish an already almost extinct species to go fully extinct just because a few of their leaders are evil extremists. Just as Taylor is often to do though, he finishes up with one final tragic character death, this time being the Green Martian Alfred, who was killed by Amanda Waller's spell that she has on her that was revealed a couple of issues ago and finally came back around to actually pay off a little bit here. I actually like that Waller didn't get what was coming to her, which I thought was going to happen with her being revealed to be in league with Protex and the White Martians, but I like that she was able to pin the entire thing on Deadshot, meaning that she is still around to plot in the background. It was such a Waller thing to do, and it just made me hate this version of the character even more. That being said, I didn't particularly like her teaming with the White Martians, especially since it was left as a reveal way too late in the book. In the final 3 issues, it was actually revealed that she was part of this, and it was something that probably should have been planted throughout. We did get her throughout the series, but it was never made fully evident that she was working against Queen Lara and everyone else until these final 3 issues. But I do like that she was left alive so she can manipulate things from the shadows, as Waller often does. Yasmin Putri rounds out the issue with some more absolutely stunning artwork depicting the final stand against the Martians. The entire sequence with the volcano and all of the heroes being set on fire was just such a cool and interesting visual, and a really neat way to do a pretty straightforward slugfest. I really also like the final pages of the series though, and they're probably my favourite of the book overall. The battle is over, the storm has passed, so everything is kind of bathed in this bright sunshine and contrasted with the bright bright reds of the L house and the dark blues of Bruce's costume, giving the ending this kind of happy and hopeful feeling that, you know, the worst is past us and we can move on to something new. Tom Taylor's Dark Knights of Steel issue 12 capped off his fantasy series with some fun action sequences, but the series got too bogged down in setting up potential follow-up series and sequels that character development kind of suffered a bit. I'm going to give this issue an 8 out of 10. Check it out now since the series is completed, and hey, maybe we'll get some more of this universe in the near future at some point. But until then, why not check out some of my other videos? Maybe go and check out what's happening over in Star Wars with Dark Droids issue 1, or check in with Night Terrors and that series beginning to wrap up with Night Terrors issue 3.